Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from today. I'm Graham Riley, supported by my colleague Jack over in the UK offices, who's driving the audio-visual equipment for today. As you join us, we'll just wait a couple of minutes before we get started. Just pop in the comments where you're calling in from, where you're joining us from today. It's always nice to see people's faces, and we've got a lot to cover today. So as we go through today's session on a simple way to set up your LinkedIn profile, please pose any questions that you have in the comments. If we don't get a chance or an opportunity to get any comments to you, or responses to your comments or questions during this session, we'll make sure that we follow up afterwards. Now, there's going to be a recording of today's session, so please share your an email to us at the on the screen, hello@maverick.com. Any questions? There'll be a recording or a replay of today's sessions, as well as additional resources that we put out in the form of an ebook, so that you can really do a deep dive. So I'm going to set the awareness and the context for building out your profile. And then there's going to be some additional details that we'll be sharing towards the end. So please make sure that you join us at hello@maverick.com. So I'm seeing that we're having people from Nigeria joining us, San Francisco, also a strong showing from here in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, and also Angola as well. So I don't know if those folks are up really late at night or very early in the morning right now. Okay. So what we're talking about today is a simple way to set up your LinkedIn profile. And from looking at the people who registered, we've got a variety of individuals who are in a business development role. And we've also got people who have shared that they're open to work. Also, I'm going to hazard a guess that we've also got people joining us who, when asked, do you have a LinkedIn profile, that they're tired of saying, yeah, I just threw something and I just put something up out there. So I hope we'll have something for everyone today. And so what I'm going to do is, there's no PowerPoint to follow. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how I've set up my LinkedIn profile, and how the majority of, well, actually all of the team here at Maverick North America and our colleagues Maverick in the UK have set up their profiles. Now, LinkedIn is just a tool. That's all it is. And the fact that you have the tool isn't going to necessarily dictate the outcomes that you're going to receive. It's how you use it. And it all starts off with how you set up your profile, whether you're looking to secure a new position and progress your career, or whether you're looking to leverage your profile for business development. It all starts with being a credible subject matter expert inside of your profile. And why am I saying that? Is because if you're looking for a job, the reason that there's a job opportunity in a particular company is because they have a business problem that they are looking to solve with the addition of specific talents or skill sets. If you're in a business development role, or you're in a leadership role for, you're a CEO or a business owner, then you're looking to establish your subject matter expertise either in your industry or specifically solving the problem or pain points in the community that you wish to serve. So I'm going to ask my friend and colleague Jack over in the UK if we can just switch out to the my screen so that we can get started. Okay, so when we first log into LinkedIn, this is what we're seeing. We don't go to anybody's specific profile. We don't even go to our own. We simply go to our feed. And if you're like me, and from conversations that I have, most people, we start to skim, scan, and scroll through our feed, perhaps stopping and engaging and liking, possibly commenting, etc., on what people are sharing. Now, if we particularly like what somebody has shared, let's have a look at what I'm a personal coin collector, so I'm interested in coins. So let's just take a look at Christine's profile. We then start to skim, scan, and scroll through her profile because I'm simply curious. But what we noticed is that Christine, her name and her title and her photograph is what is being shared across the platform. And this is what we should pay attention to, is the screen, right, the part of the screen right here travels with us throughout the platform, because we don't know the route that somebody is going to take in order to actually land in our profile. Obviously, I just landed on Christine's profile there because I saw something of interest in the field. I could also perhaps, if I'm just accepting some connection requests, we see here that we see a bit more than in the feed. We see Stephen and Dimitri's and Chris and Greg's profile photo. Now, in some cases, there's a background, and Ian here has used the company logo instead of his photograph. So the first place we're going to start is the photograph. Think of your photograph as it's your logo. Your LinkedIn profile is a representation of your personal brand. I mentioned that LinkedIn's a tool, but what sort of tool is it? It's a great, we think of it as a great networking event in the cloud, which means then that your profile is your 7x10 brand ambassador for you. And if you're representing a company or your company, then it's also a representation reflective of that company's brand. Now, again, thank you everyone for joining us and sharing where you're from. Thanks, Michelle from St. Paul and Celine in Texas. Other ways that your profile shows up and your header information is checking out people who you follow. And also, when you go and search for somebody, even though your background banner is not showing, it's again your profile and the information that's written here. So let's jump into the profile. And we said that it's a simple way to set up your profile. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to work from top to bottom. I saw an interesting stat the other day that shared that there's approximately 424 different settings, fields, or variables that you can set inside of a LinkedIn profile. Not only what people can see, but also if you shoot over here and look in the privacy and settings and the other features, 424. We're not going to go through all 424 this afternoon, but what we will be hitting is the major highlights. So why did I bring attention to your profile photograph and having a header that is different from that bluey gray? I'm terrible with colors, but it's the bluey gray default. It's because we tend to look at something before we ever go to read it. If you've ever stood in line at the checkouts going through the grocery store or Walgreens, There's lots of People magazines and other publications that are very heavy on images and catchy taglines, because what they're looking for is an impulsive purchase. I have seen enough on the front cover that's going to prompt me to pick up the magazine, pop it in my checkout items, and then look at it further at home. So curiosity, we want to start to be very clear. If nobody ever sees further than the top of this screen, then they've captured who you are, your name, so they become familiar with your face and your name, and what you talk about, and how you can help others. Now, thinking back to our in-person or networking analogy, the great networking event in a cloud. I know it's been a few years now since in-person networking events were something that we did on a regular basis. That got cut out during COVID. But as we're starting to open up more networking events, as we go to these events, we start to recognize people's face and their name. But it's face first, then name. Now, the more you go and then you start to interact with these people, you remember their face, name, and what you talked about. Now, the more you engage with a person, the more you've talked to them, then you'll start to remember what company they worked for, and then the things that that company did. Now, that's very important, especially if you're in a business development role, is you're not leading necessarily with your solution, you're leading to it. And whether you're looking for a new job or you're looking for a new client, you're essentially interviewing for the role of your talent for a new hire, or your skills and talent and that of your organization with a new customer. Now, one of the places to start is to think about how your subject matter expertise is relevant for the audience that you wish to serve. How is it relevant for the audience you wish to serve? And then what do you talk about? Now, you'll see some hashtags here. Some of you might be saying, well, I don't have hashtags on mine. And so if we just scroll down slightly, what we have is a creator mode. If you don't have these hashtags up here, then you need to switch your creator mode on. And what that'll do is it will walk you, there's a wizard that will walk you through up to 5 hashtags that are associated with either yourself, your personal brand, or your personal brand and that of your company. Now, what we also want to make sure is that our contact information is filled out appropriately so people can email you and also give you a call. And I'm just reminding myself now that I also need to update my contact information as well. Now, what we also have here is an opportunity, if you're in business development, to say these are the services that we are providing for our customers. But also, if you are looking for a job, there's sections there to share what positions you're looking for. If you open up your opportunity to work, if you're looking for a new job, you can start to specify in there what is of interest to you. And that information is shared only with recruiters, unless you put the big swipe image enhancement up here that says open to work. As a rule, we share with individuals that you don't put the open to work graphic on your profile photo, because again, whether you're looking for a job or looking to get a new customer, that they're not going to engage you because you're simply available. They're going to engage you for your subject matter expertise. And that's what we really want to lean into. Now, as we go through my profile, if you're thinking to yourself, I don't have those sections in my profile, the way to add them is right here. So if you do not have one of the sections that I mentioned from start to from top to bottom, start to finish, then that's the first place to go. Now, one of the things that we want to make sure is that your profile, your digital ambassador, is appropriately named. Now, you may be able to see, I need glasses, but what it says up here is my first name, middle name, and last name, Graham Keith Riley. It's LinkedIn, Graham Keith Riley. If you have numbers like Joe Smith dash 43126 at the end, let's start looking to change that. And so over here in edit your profile URL, you see up here, we get to edit or customize our URL. What I would offer is, first of all, you get rid of those numbers. Now, if I am speaking to a Joe Smith, there's probably lots of Joe Smiths that are on LinkedIn. So perhaps it's Joe dash Smith or Joe middle name, last name. But what you're really looking to cut it down to is to be able to easily articulate to somebody how they found you. Now, there are two problems facing people who are looking for a job or in business development. One is you can't be a well-kept secret. And secondly, you can't understate or underrepresent your value. So let's look at the first one. As we go through here, we want to make sure that we're appropriately editing our visibility so that publicly, even if somebody Googles your name, they can see you. And so what I've done is I'm scrolling down and I've made it public as to what people can see about me. If you don't feel comfortable with that and your role doesn't require that, or your outcomes that you're looking for isn't something that you want sharing with everyone, you can absolutely limit it here. I've chosen to go public with mine because I'm in a business development role. So it makes sense that I do that. And so as you check these buttons, then what you're seeing on this screen is the information that's available to others, regardless of whether they have got a LinkedIn account, because I've selected public. And so they're going to see articles. These are my weekly newsletters that I share almost weekly. This is my activity sharing content. And then here I go down and I'm sharing my work history, etc., and basically my career journey that landed me where I am today, my education, languages, etc. So let's just jump back in. And so now we have a custom, what they call a custom URL. And if you are multilingual, absolutely make sure that you use this option, because again, it should all be geared to the audience or community that you wish to serve. Okay, as we're moving down, we look at analytics that are private to you. And just out of curiosity, does anyone, as you look at your profile, does anyone have more than 1,192 profile views on their own profile in the last 90 days? If you want to put in what you have, that would be great just to get some feedback. So this value is over 90 days. And also, if you perhaps want to share how many times have you appeared in a search, and plug that number in. This number is measured over a week, as is the number of people who have engaged with your posts. Now, in order for it to count as an impression, remember when we started to skim, scan, and scroll, just scrolling past somebody's content does not lead to this tally going up and be marked as an impression. An impression on a piece of content is when somebody spends 4 seconds or longer on that content. That's when it starts to tally. And this is over the last 7 days. Okay. I'm just going to show you the resources. I want to make sure that certainly if the creator mode is on, and then LinkedIn is always looking to gather demographic. Well done, 83 profile views in 90 days. Thank you for being brave and sharing that. And then this personal information, I will leave it at that. It's personal. There is a place that if you want to share, you can. 649 profile impressions. Okay, so not profile impressions. Impressions are just on your content, views are on your profile. And then obviously take a look if you are sharing content, the activity that has generated. So if you have shared content, but you're not seeing a featured, you can go to a particular piece of content that you've shared, and you can go up here and you can say feature on the top of your profile. And that will, if you don't have a featured section, that will insert that section for you. And then what you can have then pinned up here is the things that if people were to look at all of your content, what are the 3 pieces that you are most interested in then looking at? I personally share something every business day. And so I can just then scroll through as to see how my various pieces of content are performing. And also giving people who visit your profile an opportunity to very quickly digest what you are talking about and your demonstration of your subject matter expertise is a way to further get longer dwell time, more engagement with your profile. Because just like at the networking event in-person analogy that I was using earlier, if we spoke to somebody briefly for a couple of minutes, they have to be sharing some pretty insightful things for you to remember them 2 weeks later. But if you spend 10 or 15 or 20 minutes with them, really getting to know them, then you're far more likely to remember them after 2 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks. Okay. Now, you're probably, again, if you haven't been sharing content, you're probably not going to see activity here. So how do you go about sharing content? We just hop back to our company page. Sorry, back to our profile, feed page. This is where we'd start a post. And we can talk about anything that we're interested in and create content. For anyone that's interested, how to create content and demonstrate your subject matter expertise is a completely separate session that we run. And so if you share an email with us at hello@maverick.com, we will happily share with you resources on how to generate content that's going to drive interest and curiosity. So once again, it's hello@maverick.com. So just jumping back into the profile now. Sorry, there was some latency there. So featured and the activity sections, all based upon what you're sharing. If you're interested in sharing something, then again, send me an email at hello@maverick.com. If you haven't got an about section, then again, top of the profile, add a section, add the about. Now, because we're in um, business and responsible for growing North American operations, my about is specifically targeted for businesses that are looking to enhance and elevate their LinkedIn presence in order to drive new business opportunities. So that's the demographic that I'm looking to serve. So therefore, this is how I go about serving that particular audience. And so as you think about your about section, think of if you're using your profile for biz dev and marketing, how does your organization and how do you go about helping solve your clients' problems? If you're updating your profile just to give it a refresh, we'll come to a section further down that describes your experience and your skills. If you're not interested in anything business development, but it's more thought leadership, it's more, securing a new position or just refreshing your profile, think here of how do you go about exercising your skills, talents, and experience? How do you go about it? And again, if you're looking for a job, everyone who's called in for the interview, the hiring team believes you have the skills and experience to fulfill the role. But the individuals who progress through that process are the individuals the team feels are the right fit for the role and the right fit for the organization. Now, if you have landed a job and you are in sales and you've secured your job, think about revisiting your profile so that you're not selling to your current employer, but you're selling to the audience you now want to have those first time calls with. When you're in sales and you've secured a job, what has been important to your organization is the fact that you can prospect, cold call, the fact that you won Chairman's Club, that you're great with client relations, business proposals. All of those things were of importance to the hiring team. Congratulations, you've got the job. But now you're being asked to sell to the VP of IT or the CIO or the CFO. So whoever your audience is, take a look at your profile again and saying, am I speaking to this new audience? Am I gearing it to get a job? Or am I positioning it to start to solve and speak to the problems that my intended audience faces? Now we get to the experience section. This is where you can go through and talk about what you do and how you do it. Now, when it comes to filling out your experience section, what I would offer to you to consider is you are the CEO of your services. You may have had a variety of different jobs, different positions in different companies, but it's always been you that has been providing those services. Your LinkedIn profile is now the marketing of those services. And so think about the things that you enjoy doing and how doing the things that you enjoy, how has it made a difference to the organization's financial performance? It could be via the provision of products and services that your organization offers, Or it could be the things that you enjoy doing and how has it made a difference with the financials and I say customer, client, it could be user experience. And why am I focusing on the things that you enjoy? Is because every year we like to think that our capability, capacity, and abilities take a bottom left to upper right trajectory through our career. We accumulate many skills and talents. And what we want to show is when we are at our best, this is the things that we enjoy doing. This is the impact that it's had. It serves us well to share that and not be diluted with the things that I can do, sometimes better than anybody else, but I don't enjoy doing it. Because who I meet online via the LinkedIn profile should be who shows up when we have that first time call or first time interview, or who you meet at a networking event. There's a consistency because we tend to talk about things with more enthusiasm and energy when we're talking about the things that we enjoy. And remember, people are forming impressions of who you are and what you're about based upon how you've presented your profile. It shows them three things. It shows, first of all, who you have chosen to show up on this platform as a professional, regardless of your profession, regardless of where you are in your career. It's also an indication of your communication style. If you're saying nothing, you're just simply putting your job titles and when you started work and when you finished work, then it's giving no indication of how you communicate. And what I'm offering there is it's a missed opportunity. You're understating and underrepresenting your value. And the third thing is it's attention to detail. We know that having a profile photograph that's is looking either straight out onto the page from the screen or the mobile device, or you're actually looking into your content. If you look at your photograph and you're staring off the screen, then consider changing the angle and look to have a neutral background and make sure that your profile photo, it's your face that is covering the majority of the image, because so much social media is consumed on a mobile space, on a mobile device, I'm sorry, that you're competing with a tiny amount of space on that mobile device to show your face. And it should be welcoming, friendly, and approachable. Is this somebody that I could work with 5 days a week if you're looking for a job? Is this somebody that I could do business with if they're in a business development role? Does this individual look like a credible messenger, especially if you're in a thought leadership role, managing your organization? And what we want to do is to make sure that right from the start of our career all the way through to where we are today, it builds upon, it makes sense why this individual is doing what they're doing today. Okay. Now, you've got an opportunity to edit here. What I would recommend is if you've had lots of jobs and you want to show some stability, then just show the year. If you want to get more granular, then certainly the start and finish months you could also include as well. And make sure that you are also including in your skills, which we'll come to next, the top skills that you want to be known for. And then also make sure that you're adding any media. And the reason that we add media inside of our profiles is if you're just looking at a block of text, the eye just starts to merge all of that text together. And so what we're looking to do by inserting media is to give a break to the eye, a refresh of the eye. So as they move down, a refresh of the eye, a refresh, etc. Now, why haven't I got any in these lower sections? Is because we're dealing with people's attention spans that is not this, it's pretty finite. And so they're skim scanning and scrolling. And so they're usually far more interested in what have you done recently than what have you done, several years ago. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the skills section. But before we do, I'd like to ask you this question. I'll give you a little exercise to do. If you've met somebody in a professional networking setting, what are the 3 things or 3 skills or attributes that you would like somebody to come away with knowing about you? So before we move on to the section, just have 3 things that you want to be memorable for, or that you have a particular skill in, or capability, or capacity, or talent. 3 things. Just give you a second to do that. Okay. So first question is, well, why did I ask for just 3? Because LinkedIn only shows the first 3 in a profile, unless curiosity drives somebody to hit the first, to see all 50. Why is it important to put skills in here? And why does LinkedIn only show the first 3 skills? Why doesn't it show all 50? A significant portion of LinkedIn's revenues comes from its high-end user licenses, whether it's around $1,000 or more for the Sales Navigator and up, depending on which version of Sales Navigator, or whether it's the Recruiter license, which is around $9,000 a year. LinkedIn wants to be able to give a great experience to everyone who's using the platform, especially the people who are paying for those high-end licenses. And so LinkedIn has really got 2 audiences. The first audience is other people who are taking a look and interacting with your profile. But the other audience is the LinkedIn algorithm that enables and empowers people who have invested in Sales Navigator to be able to specifically track the people that they're looking to engage with. And also for the recruiter. Recruiters want to be known as, or have the reputation of finding really good people really quickly. I guess I can draw that analogy for anybody in business development. You're looking to find really good prospects really quickly. And what the algorithms are doing is it's also considering the skills. And so I'm in the business of helping others. We actually have our corporate mission is for Maverick to help 1 million companies with their LinkedIn presence and get more value out of the platform. And so it makes sense then that customer acquisition being a problem and generating demand for an individual's or a company's services, even your personal services, because remember, you're the CEO, makes sense. And so put in here the things that you now have the ability to solve, and then make sure that you're also using all 50 of them. Now, obviously, Maverick is in the business of helping people with their LinkedIn presence. So it makes sense then that the sorts of individuals, the communities that we are looking to help, that I should have these sorts of experiences and background and skills in my profile. And then you can obviously see people who've endorsed me for these skills over the years. So let's just go back up to the top. As you take a look at your profile, are the three things that you want to be known for there? Are the three things that you want your company to be known for, are those there? Now, if you're wondering, well, what skills would be of interest to potentially a recruiter or a hiring manager, if you've got 5 or 6 job descriptions that you say, I would be an ideal fit for these, just take a highlighting pen and highlight the hard skills that they're looking for, and then go to your LinkedIn profile and say, do I have them here? Because the ones that will serve you with your personal brand, as well as the company's brand, this is an opportunity to start to blend the two together. This is what I bring to the table. This is what my organization brings to the table. If you're just representing yourself, this is what I bring to the table. But your experience, your skills, how you're talking about yourself, fundamentally, it's all what is your personal brand. Regardless of what outcome you're looking for, we always start with your personal brand. The difference is that when you're representing an organization, there's ways to blend the organizational brand in with your personal brand. Because if you want people to take an interest in your organization, then having them buy into you first, having feel that you're a credible messenger, that you're a subject matter expert, then creates a curiosity, because now your credible message giving insights into their pain points, insights into their business that perhaps they hadn't thought of before, then creates an audience for, well, let me tell you about my company. Lead with yourself and then bridge over through awareness of your face and name, awareness of your subject matter expertise. Build a trust that you know what you're talking about by clearly your profile states you have expertise in this area, but you are going to be more trusted if the content that you are sharing is valued and pertains to today, its relevancy for today. And then after, oops, I've been scrolling down, just go back to my profile. So that's how you would use skills. And then obviously you want to leverage recommendations. So how do you get endorsements and how do you get recommendations? I would offer the best way to start accumulating them once yours have been set on your profile is to start to give them. I like to call it random acts of kindness or LinkedIn goodwill. When you start to give recognition to others by endorsing them and recommending them, what you'll find is that it starts to be reciprocated to you. Now, coming towards the end of my profile, honestly, if you do have any honors, awards, etc., then certainly make sure that you include them there. Interests. Are there specific companies that you'd like to do business with? Are there specific companies you'd like to work at? Are there specific companies that you'd like to demonstrate your thought leadership in? You start by, well, the outcome is you want people to pay attention to you, but initiate the process. Start to show interest in them first. So start to follow the companies and take an interest by liking and commenting on their posts and their on their company page. So follow their company page. Also, people have self-selected to join specific groups. And so if you're looking to engage with a specific demographic, not just everyone on LinkedIn, but somebody who shares my interests, my values, where are my clients, where are people looking to hire, then groups is something that you'll always want to join. And then obviously where you went to school and the academic qualifications that you've been able to achieve. Okay, so as you build out your profile, make sure that we're not understating and underrepresenting ourselves, because everything that I've described up to this point is entirely under your control. You're the CEO. This is a vehicle for marketing who you are and what you're about and promoting your personal brand. So you've got full control over it. And so following companies and joining groups, absolutely, you can put the requests in and you can automatically follow companies. But now you've got your profile updated. How do you start to get attention to it? And this is where we go back up and have a look at our network of who's connected with us. Now, I've been in this, I've been using LinkedIn since 2005. And so I'm constantly curating my connections. And if I've got specific people that I'm looking to connect with, I'll reach out and send them a personalized connection request. But I'll also do other things as well. So if I, for example, wanted to engage with Greg Alexander, I would visit Greg's profile. I would show interest in Greg. I would like and comment on any post that he might have shared. I will follow him. Now, every time that I like and comment on Greg's profile, my face and name come up in the notifications up here. And so when I send a personalized request to connect, I'm not an unknown entity. Now, when Greg connects, if he connects, I'm then going to follow up with a thank you and I appreciate you joining my network. Here's where the if comes in. When Greg has seen my face, has seen me engaging with his profile, and then he receives a request to connect from me, whether it's a conscious or an unconscious decision, Greg's going to ask this question: am I adding to the value of my network? Yes or no, with the addition of Graham. Now, remember, he's only basing it on my engagement with his LinkedIn presence, and he may go and take a look at my profile. And what I'm looking for is he's seen how I behave, and I'm wanting to reach a tipping point and give him enough information that he decides, yes, I will be adding to the quality of my network. Because again, as you're looking to enhance your presence and to build out your profile, it's only serving you when people are looking at it or listening to what you're sharing. So this is why it's important to be, after you've set the stage of your profile and it's commensurate with who you are in person, then start to fill the seats, fill your audience. I call it sometimes put bums on seats. So this is the network that I want to grow for myself professionally. And then as your audience starts to grow, then start to share content that develops that trust that you are a subject matter expert in your field. Your profile states how you got to where you are today, and the content that you're sharing is relevant and insightful. Okay, I see that we've got 10 minutes left. If you do have any questions, please pop them in the chat feed, which is over here on my other screen. If you want a recording, and also I'll be sharing an ebook on how to write content that's going to attract people to what you're saying and to your profile. And I'll also share how to start to build your brand if that's what you're ultimately looking to do, if that's your outcome on the LinkedIn platform. So send me an email at hello@maverick.com. And as I said earlier, our mission is to help 1 million businesses. And so if you've had value out of today's session, then please give us a thumbs up. Go to our company page, Maverick North America, that'll be coming up in the chat. Please give us a like there. And also, if you feel that I've communicated how to simply go about building your profile, then any endorsements, etc., would be truly appreciated. Okay. Unless we have any questions, Emily, I'm just checking over in the chat. Okay. Have any questions? Otherwise, if you'd like to book a call, then please let me know. Happy to field any questions that you might have, because again, we're looking to help as many people as we can just have a better experience with the platform. Okay. All right. I'm going to give you back 8 minutes in your day. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you hopefully next time. Bye-bye.